Well, good old Uncle Joe is doing something. I don't really know what he's up to lately. Maybe he's still recovering from Easter or some shit, or chasing after those Easter eggs, or being shooed away by the Easter Bunny. Was maybe just a little bit too strenuous for the old boy. But he's over there discussing and apparently talking to Barack Obama, who couldn't, at least in public, give him the fucking time of day and won't spend, or rather won't waste a waking moment disparaging the old boy. But he's telling him, I'm going to run again in 2024. That's nice. Meanwhile, while he's not addressing any of the concerning matters, things are still happening down at the southern border, obviously. And, the reason why they're not discussing any of this shit is because the fucking situation is dire, my guys. The U.S. to release up to 600,000 illegal immigrants in the coming months. 600,000 illegal immigrants. Well, to be fair, that's not that bad, depending on how long the time span we're talking here. Because over the past year, it was like 150, 170, 200,000 illegal immigrants were caught at the border, not knowing how many actually successfully crossed, but not so many were coming over every month. So yeah, if it's just 3 months, it's like, okay, business as usual, right? Cool. U.S. Immigration Enforcement Agency plans to release up to 600,000 illegal immigrants as it deals with the projected surge in migration, an official revealed in a court filing. Deanne Doherty, a coordinator for ICE, said the official expects historic border surge with projections forecasted to triple current arrivals, which are already at historic highs. Because of forecasts and the recently announced decision to end Title 42, ICE must shift its focus and prepare to manage its resources for a population of up to 600,000 by the end of the fiscal year. The end of the year is September 30th, so by the end of the summer, right? Jessica Vaughn, Director of Policy Studies for the Center of Immigration Studies, said that means ICE will be releasing the immigrants, which include unaccompanied minors and family units by then. Cool. I was very surprised at the number. That number. That they seem to be just casually talking about releasing. Yeah, of course, because they're just going to be given I vote Democrat stickers and just let them roam free about the country. What could possibly go wrong? There doesn't seem to be any sense of concern for what might affect the new arrivals are in the communities where they're going to be settling. Yep, there's no concerns about the cost. There's no concern about the ability to identify these people or their ability to keep track of them and make sure that they show up for their immigration proceedings. Because what? Like 1% show up, that's fine, that's better than none, and that they know where they are in the case they had to remove them. ICE takes control of some immigrants who are processed by Border Patrol, another agency inside the Department of Homeland Security. Biden administration is preparing for a flood of illegal immigrants once Title 42, a pandemic-era policy that enables quick expulsion, ends in May. What about the Supreme Court? They reinstated the Stay in Mexico policy. Yeah, looks how well that's fucking playing out. The spineless, worthless Supreme Court. Working as intended, right? For documents entered into the ongoing case over how illegal immigrant children are treated gives a concrete number for what one agency expects to encounter in the coming months. It's funny too. It just immediately popped up to mind when they brought up children are being treated and all that stuff. Remember how media love to run their hit pieces when these numbers, the immigration numbers were nowhere near as high as they are right now for Trump during his 4 years in office. Oh my God, you had kids in cages. You had AOC all dressed in white, crying to an empty parking lot like her womb, all filled with sand and paint and needles. How it was so inhumane, but then at the same time, you get just little lines like that, and it's like, okay, court documents alleging that illegal immigrant children are treated poorly, but nobody's running with that. I'm sure you could go down there to those pop-up detention centers, okay? You remember, oh my gosh, last summer, right? You had that 30,000 Haitian immigrant settlement underneath that bridge right there at the Texas border. Remember that? Then instead of dealing with it, the FAA decided to ban any sort of air travel over top of that. That was fun, right? Yeah. Sure, we're not going to be in for something as terrible as that for this summer, right? With Title 42 ending. You want to continue to enforce mask policies, right? You're going to fight for that until the bitter end, okay? You want to try to revive the jab policy, but when it comes to other pandemic measures, you just want to let those go by. So tell me, is it a pandemic or is it not? Oh, it's a selective pandemic. More like guidelines, really. ICE can legally hold immigrants until they have court hearings, but increasingly choose to release them into what's called the Alternative to Detention program by just being like, come back when we need you. That would be great. Okay, don't go too far. Remember, your court date is April 19th. Come on back now, you hear? And where do they get released? Instead of, back into the country from which they came. No, back into the continental United States. Have fun, roam about, go as far as you like, and just show up to whatever courthouse, whenever it's convenient for you, right? We don't have enough officers to track down all these folks, so what's the solution? Instead of just nipping this in the bud, release more immigrants. Fucking Christ. Like many immigration agencies, ICE has seen a backlog of cases grow, exceeding 3.6 million for the fiscal year of 2021. Jesus fucking Christ. An ICE Office of Inspector General report found that ICE is almost certainly not deporting all non-citizens who would be deported and will likely not be able to keep up with the growing number of deportable non-citizens, illegal aliens who illegally came into the country by breaking fucking federal law. So what's the solution? Just let them go. Oh my God, instead of sending them back, just let them go. And hey, in some instances, just fly them around. Or you can be like Greg Abbott and just ship them up to DC. I wish more states, okay? Especially the ones that are right across the border, most affected by this. In California, there's plenty of empty houses because everybody's fucking fleeing the state anyway. So there's plenty of room for them there, right? No, that's great. New Mexico, they're being a little bit more border hawkish lately. And Arizona, for as contemptible as some of their policies have been lately, they're pretty strong on this stuff. So hey man, just keep on shipping them to the fucking blue states. See up north, see how well they fucking like that, okay? Your policies are having tangible detrimental effects down here in the south where all the hillbillies are at, and you guys can deal with the illegal immigrants. Don't worry about it. You want to build the wall? That means you're all racist. Now guess what? You can have them in your fucking backyard, okay? You can deal with the shit that you fucking implemented and see how well you like it, okay? But it looks like it's finally starting to get the attention of some people out there, okay? More Democrats are like, maybe we should probably take this seriously because, yeah, this could be a problem for us, and we're already getting beat the fuck out of every single poll that's out there. So maybe if we, I don't know, try to feign some sort of concern when it comes to the southern border, maybe some people will vote for us. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a little too late, perhaps, kind of. Can we resuscitate our dead platform? Unless you're Donna Brazil, by the way, and the Democrats have never been stronger. Whatever. A growing number of Democrats are distancing themselves from President Joe Biden's plan to drop the Trump-era immigration policy in late May. Pandemic-era border restrictions, known as Title 42, were quickly implemented during the Trump administration in March of 2020 and results in the quick deportations of over 1.7 million asylum seekers, illegal immigrants. Asylum seekers, right? Oh my God, which wars are you fleeing, by the way, through Mexico? Anyways, and how many 20 to 30-year-old males are crossing the border at the same time? No, it's all kids, and they're all just coming, trying to seek a better life. Okay, cool. If you still believe that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. Biden administration has decided to terminate the expulsion policy from May 23rd, given the public health conditions have changed, but not so much, right? But whatever, I already discussed that. Yet the Biden administration is facing more calls from Democrats for the satisfactory plan to deal with the expected floods of tens of thousands, or in this case, hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens across the southern border. All right, so we got a Democrat from Michigan? Wow. Unless we have a well-thought-out plan, I think it is something that we should revisit and perhaps delay. Yeah, exactly. Or maybe just kind of enshrine it into law instead of just relying on these selectively enforceable policies. How about, somebody crosses the border illegally, you kick them back over the border, give them the old fucking one-fingered salute and tell them to not come back again. You try it again, if you know what I mean. But yes, that's coming from, Senator Gary Peters. Sorry, who chairs both the Senate Homeland Security and Governmental Affairs Committee and the Senate Democrats' campaign arm, said on April 18th. Wow, a couple of days ago. I'm going to defer judgment on that until I give the administration the opportunity to fully articulate what its plan is. Ask Joe to do it without a teleprompter. See how well he can articulate just his breakfast order, to be completely fucking fair. Peters told reporters at the Capitol after privately raising concerns with administration officials, including Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, who couldn't give less of a fuck about literally anything. His comments come amid a rising pushback against the administration's decision to lift Title 42. We know that Peters, chairing the Democratic Senatorial Campaign Committee, is responsible for at least defending or potentially expanding its current 50-50 split in the Senate. We should not end Title 42 until we have a detailed plan in place. Pennsylvania Lieutenant Governor John Fetterman. Right. And if you know anything about his past, oh boy, he doesn't like anybody who doesn't look like an American running through his neighborhood. Take a look at his past and what he likes to do in his spare time with a shotgun and a pickup truck. Frontrunner for the Democratic primary in his state. Open U.S. seat. U.S. Senate seat, sorry, told Politico. We need to fix our broken immigration system as a whole. That's nice. There's other problems within the borders of Pennsylvania that you should probably be looking to fix in and of itself. But hey, what does he have to do with any of that stuff, right? He's just the lieutenant governor of the fucking state, and he's done fuck all since he's been in place, but know how to fill a doorway that he's walking through because he's a big motherfucker. It's still one of my favorite thumbnails on the channel because he looks exactly like Andre the Giant with a fucking shitty goatee. Anyways, San Francisco. No, that's just where he likes to party. Senator Mark Kelly, Raphael Warnock, Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, never heard of that, and Maggie Hassan of New Hampshire, all of whom are on the ballot this November. Good old Chairman Mark. Oh, he's going to get the fucking dicking of a lifetime. I'd love to see it. And Raphael Warnock, yeah, get fucking trucked by Herschel Walker, bitch. Have stood up against rolling back the Trump-era policy. Yeah, imagine that. Take a look at all of those states that are there with the well, actually, it's very easily explainable for New Hampshire because everything is flipping red within that state. I wonder why. But yeah, no, just pay lip service to being a border hawk every 6 years and you can hopefully hold on to your position. It's going to be a crisis on top of a crisis, Kelly said about while he was fucking turtle waxing his dome during a visit to the border last week. Your fucking seat is within the state, stupid. You should be taking fucking charge of that, you mongoloid. Kelly is one of the senators behind a bill that would not allow the administration to end Title 42. Just like John McCain, my friends, we need to secure the border. Ugh, I wish they discovered asbestos insulation in his office so he could properly reenact the life and times of his Arizonan inspiration. The division has gone beyond those up for election in November with Senator Joe Manchin, Kirsten Sinema, and John Tester, who won't seek re-election until 2024. Kirsten Sinema, go fuck yourself, and Joe Manchin, just fucking figure shit out, dude. Biden ally Secretary Chris Coons told CBS News that in an April 17th program that he hoped the decision to lift Title 42 will be reconsidered appropriately, with the senator and part of negotiating the $10 billion COVID aid package. Like I said, selective pandemic policy enforcement. Well, we'll see where it goes from here. I'm still going to imagine Title 42 is going to get revoked, and it's just going to be hell on earth down at the border, but you won't know about it because it'll just be very loosely discussed, especially with the primaries coming up, because it's just going to be full court press when it comes to bigging up every fucking Democrat that's out there and trying to tear down every single Republican. So I'll be paying attention to it. Don't know how many other people are going to, but that doesn't fucking stop me from running different videos on different shit people don't really care that much about. With all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.